Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another foundation review for you guys. Today it's going to be on Dior's new foundation. It's called the Dior Skin Forever Undercover 24-hour wear full coverage fresh weightless foundation. I have it in the shade 45 and this is what the box looks like. Yeah, I've had it now for about 2 weeks, but I didn't want to give you guys like back-to-back foundation reviews, even though I'm living my foundation dream right now, being able to test all these foundations. This is going to be my second Dior foundation. I think the first one I have is the Dior Forever Star foundation, I think it's called. I did do a first impressions on that, or a full face of first impressions using that foundation. I'll leave a link below if you guys haven't seen that video, but I have a good report at this point with Dior's foundation. So when I saw them coming out with this one, I definitely wanted to give it a try. Of course, it has the keywords for me being full coverage and long wearing. So it's promising 24-hour full coverage, and it's also promising a fresh weightless feel. Okay, so I did purchase this foundation from Shoppers Drug Mart here in Canada. There is a Dior store in that drugstore, but I am gonna read what it says from the Sephora website. It's 24-hour full coverage water-based, and it says Dior introduces its most extreme wear foundation yet with Dior Skin Forever Undercover. This ultra fluid water-based foundation blends full coverage with a lightweight formula to deliver a natural matte finish that goes from day to night. So this foundation has the keywords that I always look for in a foundation, and that is long wearing as well as full coverage. This is promising weightless, which is something that I do look forward to, but I don't necessarily have a problem if it's, you know, creamy, but it's water-based, and this is gonna be a first impressions review, so I'm gonna go straight ahead and apply it. I do have it in the shade number 45, and guys, what is up with these companies doing all these squeezy tube foundations? Marc Jacobs did it, by the way. Thank you guys so much for the response to that video, and after watching other people's reviews after doing my review on the foundation, I realized that so many people had the exact same, you know, kind of feel with it. That foundation, as much as it was a medium buildable coverage, it felt cakey and it just doesn't sit well on the skin. So Dior is now coming out with another squeezy tube, and I think even Cover FX as a squeezy tube foundation as well. This one is in the number shade 45, and this is the shade that I do wear in the other foundation that I do have from Dior, but I'm gonna go with that much. And as you guys could see, it does have more of a liquidy feel for my right side. And by the way, I did already prime with the Fenty Beauty Primer. That's just the primer that I've been using as of late. But I'm gonna start off with my Delium Tools brush. This is the brush that I personally prefer to use to apply my foundation, and I usually start in the area where I have more pigmentation. As you guys can see, I'm having some blemish issue on this side, so we are definitely going to test how full coverage this is. It has sort of like a perfumey smell. It definitely has a particular smell to it. I'm not sure if you would, it has perfume in it, and it smells almost florally. So I'm definitely loving the way that is covering up so far. And as you guys could see, it definitely covered the blemishes, but I still see them peeking through just a bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and build up where I have those blemishes. I'm actually pleased with that coverage as of right now, and the color as well. It is a lot more orange than my undertone. As you guys could see, I'm a little bit more yellow, but I am okay with that because by the time I add concealer, I feel like the coverage is just gonna be perfect. I would say the thing with squeezy tube foundations is that you don't know how much you're applying. So for me, I'm not sure if this would be like a 1 pump or a 2 pump, because in my head, I just always kind of gauge how much foundation I'm using based on how many pumps I'm using. So this one is kind of tricky because I don't really know how much foundation I'm using. So what I'm noticing right off the bat is that the sponge gives me a full coverage just right away. It doesn't shear the coverage out, I think, as much as the brush side does, but I don't know, I still, the texture is the exact same for the sponge side as well as for the brush side, but I feel like I had to build it up a little bit more on the brush side. The sponge, I felt like as soon as I applied, I got full coverage right away. But I love the brush, so I'm actually gonna add just a tiny bit more, just three little drops on the brush. And I'm just gonna kind of build it up a bit all over. Yes, Dior. I am loving this coverage right here. I can jam with this. And I love the way it actually looks on my skin. I like it. I love it, love it. I'm gonna do some highlighting and finish up the rest of my makeup, and I'm gonna come back. Of course, we're gonna do check-ins. So I'll be back right after I finish doing all the regular steps that I usually do to complete my makeup. But I'm really liking the way this is looking so far. Okay guys, so I just finished up the rest of my makeup, and I'm actually loving even more what it looks like with everything else, you know, piled on top of it, like concealer, powder, contour, blush, highlight. I'm actually really liking what I'm seeing in the mirror, to be honest. Yes, in person my foundation looks bronzy, but I feel like on camera it looks more orange. But I still am loving what I'm seeing in the mirror right now. I'm gonna go about my day. I'm actually running late for an appointment, and I'm gonna try to do a midday check-in. If not, of course, I'll come back at the 8-9 hour mark just to do like a final check-in to see how this foundation is gonna wear. Of course, I'm not gonna touch it or do anything like that to the makeup while I wear it, so that we get a true wear test. So I'm gonna be back in a few hours. Once again, I'll try to come back at the 4 hour mark. If not, I'll see you guys in about 9 hours. Okay, so it's been, let me just see, it's been almost 9 hours since I've been wearing this foundation. So I wanted to give you guys a final update on my thoughts concerning, or my thoughts about the Dior Forever Undercover 24-hour full coverage foundation. This is what it looks like as I demonstrated to you guys, and I'll be honest, from the moment I put this foundation on, I was blown away by the coverage as well as the way it sits on my skin. And all day wearing this foundation, I could not stop looking at my skin because I kept expecting my skin to become dewy, to become oily, and none of that happened. None of that. I touched it, I cooked, it was a long day, and this foundation held up through it all. And you guys know I'm not a blotter, and this is what my makeup looked like. And I kept, once again, looking at my skin thinking that, okay, I'm gonna need to blot, but I wear the Fenty Beauty primer, and that is just a primer that to me is sort of like a barrier between your moisturizer and your foundation. And when a foundation outperforms that primer, that's when I know that the formula is long wearing. And this promises 24-hour full coverage, and I can fully believe that I can still go another 8 to 10 hours before this foundation starts to break up, and that would make it be 19 hours. So I mean, to be honest, I can see this foundation lasting for 24 hours. It wasn't a totally cold day today. It was a hot day by Toronto February standard. It was a very nice day, but I felt like it was a warm day for a February. So for this foundation to last or to uphold, like, I'm really impressed by it. So I would say that the only thing that I feel like is a little off for me right now is the color, but as the time gets warmer and we enter into like spring, summer, I can see that even this foundation, if I should go away right now, this is the foundation I would bring, because I feel like under the hottest of temperature, this will still look flawless. And I'm actually kind of so curious to see how it would look, especially in like very humid temperature once my oils actually start to come through. Like, I'm just like really anxious to see what that would look like. But I will choose this foundation over the Marc Jacobs foundation any day. Like, I will vouch for it for normal to oily skin. I'm not sure about you drier skin girls. Yeah, what can I say? I give it, like, if I had 4 thumbs, it would be 4 thumbs up. I absolutely love this foundation, and I truly recommend it if you fall under that normal to oily skin tone. But if you are dry or even dehydrated, I would say get a sample, see how it feels on your skin, and you know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think about that. But definitely for that normal to oily skin girl, I highly recommend this one. So that is it for this, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Now let me know if you've ever tried this. As I said, I've had it for almost 2 weeks now, and I didn't really give it a try because I think when I tried the Marc Jacobs foundation, I actually went back on that review and I watched it, and I thought to myself that it was just so spot on for first impressions, not to toot my own horn, but I felt like I was able to take that foundation, use it, and be able to tell exactly within that one day that it just wasn't for me. This one, with just the first try of this foundation, from the moment I put it on, I thought to myself, I love it, but I'm gonna give it that test, and I've tested it all day, and it's a winner for me, and it's something that I can see myself reaching for every day without feeling like I have to make it work for my skin tone or my skin type. So that is it once again, guys. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.